What if I told you that the very team that once dominated Formula One, race after race, is now facing a crisis of their own making? Red Bull Racing, known for their brilliance on the track, has been hiding a secret. For over a year, their driver Sergio Perez raised concerns, trying to alert the team to issues. His warnings, however, were ignored and dismissed. Now, that negligence is coming back to haunt them. Red Bull's car, once at the top of performance, is faltering. With each race, it becomes more apparent that these cracks could have been avoided. The shocking part: Red Bull recently admitted their mistake, offering an apology to Perez for ignoring him. Imagine being Perez, knowing you were right all along, yet having your concerns dismissed. Now the big question is, what happens next? Will this error cost them the championship? Why did it take so long for the team to face the truth? Today we're unraveling what went wrong and what lies ahead for one of Formula One's most iconic teams. The effects of this mistake could shake the foundation of the championship race, with every decision from now on under scrutiny. Red Bull's future hangs in the balance, and the stakes have never been higher. For years, Red Bull Racing ruled the Formula One circuit, led by Max Verstappen and Sergio Perez. But a storm had been brewing. Over a year ago, Perez raised concerns about the car's performance, specifically its balance and handling. He hoped the team would listen, but instead his warnings were ignored. Confident in their winning streak, Red Bull pushed forward without addressing the growing issues. Fast forward to today, and the consequences are undeniable. Red Bull's performance has unraveled, and it's no longer a minor issue, it's a crisis. The team recently admitted their mistake and apologized to Perez, but the damage has been done. The key question remains: how did things get so bad? Perez's warnings about handling issues were not minor. He consistently raised concerns about the car's balance, yet Red Bull overlooked these problems. Max Verstappen's extraordinary skill helped mask the car's issues, leading the team to dismiss Perez's struggles as personal challenges. But now, Red Bull is facing the consequences of ignoring the bigger picture. The championship race is heating up, and teams like McLaren, led by Lando Norris, are closing in. Red Bull's once unshakable dominance is under threat. The upcoming Baku Grand Prix could be a turning point, not just for Red Bull but for the entire championship. With their hold on the constructors' title slipping away, Red Bull is left to deal with the aftermath of their oversight. Max Verstappen's recent struggles have highlighted how far Red Bull has fallen this season. Once capable of dominating races by a significant margin, Verstappen now fights just to secure podium finishes. Meanwhile, teams like McLaren, Ferrari, and Mercedes have improved their cars, while Red Bull's performance has declined. The most troubling part of this is that Perez's concerns weren't about a minor technical flaw, they were about fundamental issues with the car's design. He repeatedly pointed out handling problems, particularly understeer. Red Bull, however, did nothing until their performance visibly declined on the track. By the time they acknowledged the problem, it was too late. At the Baku Grand Prix, Red Bull's issues were on full display. What should have been a chance to regain some ground turned into a missed opportunity. Despite starting in strong positions, Red Bull couldn't capitalize on their advantage. Lando Norris, who had started from the back, managed to close in on Verstappen late in the race, further tightening the championship race. Perez, who had one of his best performances of the season, saw his efforts undone by a late race collision with Carlos Sainz. The crash effectively sealed Red Bull's fate for the day, and their lead in the Constructors' Championship slipped further. The situation is more severe than just a string of bad races. The car's handling issues, which Perez had been vocal about, have worsened. Perez has even compared driving the RB2 to piloting a cruise liner rather than a nimble Formula One car. What started as minor understeer has developed into a severe imbalance that makes controlling the car a struggle, especially on tight circuits. The problems became undeniable when even Max Verstappen, known for his ability to adapt, admitted that the car felt undrivable in certain conditions. During the Baku Grand Prix race, Verstappen described moments where his car lost contact with the ground while navigating corners, a nightmare for any driver. Red Bull attempted to fix the issues with changes to the car, but the improvements weren't enough. Both Verstappen and Perez continued to struggle with the car's unpredictability. What's worse is that Verstappen admitted that setup changes before the Baku Grand Prix made his car even harder to handle, leading to significant time losses throughout the race. Historically, Red Bull has struggled with street circuits in the ground effect era of Formula One. Tracks like Miami, Monaco, and now Baku have exposed weaknesses in Red Bull's car design. These technical challenges have become glaring, and even Verstappen, who spent much of the season trailing his teammate Perez, has struggled to keep up. Sergio Perez's crash at the Baku Grand Prix was a devastating blow, not just in terms of points but also in terms of morale and strategy. The collision destroyed key components of Perez's car, including a newly upgraded underfloor, which Red Bull had hoped would fend off McLaren's rising threat. Christian Horner, Red Bull's team boss, acknowledged the severity of the situation. With spare parts already in short supply, the crash has forced Red Bull to focus on damage control. Despite some signs of progress, the team is scrambling to have enough parts ready for the next race in Singapore. Red Bull's technical director, Perez, remains cautiously optimistic. He believes that the insights gained from recent races will help them fix the car's handling and improve stability moving forward. However, the real challenge is whether Red Bull can implement these changes quickly enough to stay in the championship race. Christian Horner has admitted that Red Bull was wrong to dismiss Perez's concerns, especially after the 2023 Spanish Grand Prix. At that time, an underbody upgrade introduced significant handling problems. But with Verstappen still winning, Red Bull assumed everything was fine. Now Red Bull is paying the price for overlooking these issues. The car's flaws have become impossible to ignore. Verstappen's extraordinary talent allowed him to mask the problems for a while, but now even he is struggling to extract performance from the RB20. This isn't the first time in Formula One history that a talented driver has masked a car's flaws, delaying necessary improvements. However, the RB20's issues have reached a point where even Verstappen's skill isn't enough. With the season nearing its end, Red Bull faces a race against time. The upcoming Singapore Grand Prix will be critical. If Red Bull can't fix the car's issues, their chances of holding onto the championship will dwindle even further. The team will have a brief break after Singapore, offering a final chance to regroup before the final races of the season. With just 6 races left, Red Bull's lead in both the Drivers' and Constructors' Championships is no longer secure. Red Bull's future in Formula One is hanging by a thread. The car's design flaws, which Perez warned about long ago, have left them vulnerable. Now, with time running out, Red Bull faces the challenge of fixing the RB20 while keeping their championship hopes alive. Let us know in the comments, can Red Bull turn this around? Will Perez finally get the recognition he deserves? Or will Verstappen have to carry the weight of the team's success on his shoulders? We'd love to hear your thoughts. If you enjoyed this deep dive into Red Bull's crisis, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more Formula One analysis. Until next time, stay tuned as the championship battle heats up and one of the most dramatic seasons in F1 history unfolds.